It's day 6 on the O circuit, but the first day of the W, and new clothes, yay! It's always a happy day when we get to wear new clothes, and new friend, Javi's joining us. Today's an easy day. We're starting late after lunch. We have about 6.5 miles to Paine Grande, and not too much elevation gain and loss. The first time we were here in Patagonia was about 12 years ago in 2012, right after the burn, and the area was so devastated. We had hoped that within 12 years there would be more growth, and it doesn't look like much have grown, and we have forgotten the fact that it is a cold climate and the growing season here is really short. So I think it's going to take a very, very long time for this area to grow back. The last time we were here 12 years ago, this was such an epic viewpoint because you saw both the central and the eastern glacier. It's not here anymore. And we have just left the exposed area. We're coming down here and it's a lot more sheltered. For the last mile, we've had a rain cloud chasing us, and we've got about another mile to go, so we're rushing down the mountain right now. We can see Paine Grande campground right over there! And we've been assigned our tent at Paine Grande. What a view! Oh my goodness. Today's walk was about almost 7 miles with about 1,000 feet of uphill and downhill. It was so much fun. It was so windy. The wind was so strong. We were kind of thrown around back and forth, and at some points we kind of had to walk real fast or even run. It's a bright and windy day 7 on the O circuit. Today is our longest day. We have almost 15 miles to cover and our next camp is Cuernos. In between, we will be going up the French Valley to the Britannica lookout, and that's where most of the climb is going to be. Luckily, for those 7-8 miles, we won't have to carry our full pack. So we'll see. There's lots of views there, but we'll see how far we get. On our way to Cuernos. I love passing all the bodies of water in this park. They all have a different hue, a different color. It's really interesting. The strongest gusts we've had. We see the French Valley behind us. We're at the middle point of the W. For now, we're going to go up to the Britannica lookout, and later on we need to go that way towards Cuernos. We just dropped off our packs and we're about to head up the French Valley. There's a little discrepancy between All Trails and the official park map. All Trails says it's 7 miles round trip, but the map says it's 7 kilometers round trip. Big difference. So we're gonna try and see if we can figure this out. Look at the color of the lake behind me. It's a steep climb up to Britannica viewpoint, and it's about 2,000 feet, and so luckily we don't have to carry our full pack or this will be a pretty tough climb. Done, and now we've got 2 more miles and 1,000 foot of elevation gain to the next lookout, Britannica. For most of the hike up, Lyle's wish came true. He wanted to be in the shade, and we were in the woods for most of the time. Once in a while, we come up to an open view like this. It's our last steep climb to the view. Yay! made it to the upper view, the botanical view. There's a beautiful 360 around. You get to look down all the way down the valley over to the lake. If you are too tired though to do this final climb up, you get almost the same view down below at the meadows. From our side trip up to Botanical Lookout, it took us 5 hours. Now we've got our full packs on and we have another 3 miles to go to Cuernos. It's gonna feel pretty difficult. So funny that as we approach this tree, Lyle and I both remember our first trip 12 years ago. We were unprepared. It was our first time international backpacking. It was a hot day and we had left from Camping Central. So by this point it would have been around 10-11 miles. And we were going uphill. The area was just so beautiful that Lyle had been like crouching up and down, shooting a lot of footage. By this point, he was exhausted. Our packs were so heavy, he just had to like take it off, and we had a big long rest under the shade of this tree, and we were so thankful for it. And it's just funny that we just remembered it right away. We were up at the lookout looking down and seeing this lake so far away, and now here we are. Exhausted, but just in time we see the first tent and the sign that says Cuernos. We are here. It's been a long 12 hours. We are home for tonight. Look at. So this is a lesson that we have learned multiple times on our trips. Do not bring old shoes. When we were in Nepal, that's exactly what happened to my brother. Perfect
that one
timing.
Over there.
Funk's shoes. And then when we were in New Zealand, same thing happened to somebody else. Javi has learned a very precious lesson this trip.
Yes.
Thank goodness for the long days here in South America. It's past 10 p.m. and there's still light out. It has been a long day 7 for us. We covered over 16 miles and all trails was right. The map that the national parks was wrong. All trails said it was 7 miles up to the lookout and back, and it sure was 7 hard miles. So overall, we did more than 16 miles and about 2,500 feet of elevation gain and loss. We are here at Cuernos, and we really like this campground. It's very nice. We've got elevated tents tonight, and we are going to sleep well. It's day 8 of the old circuit, and today we have an easier day, luckily, because we're all sore from yesterday's long hike. Today we go 8 miles to Camping Central with about 1,400 feet of elevation gain. The toughest part is only 500 feet of climbing at the very beginning, so it shouldn't be too bad of a day. What a beautiful scene! We got a waterfall coming down this way, running out to the lake, and the lake is like teal this morning. So pretty. We're above looking down at Cuernos, and they have cabins also. But this morning, well, yesterday, the weather predicted rain throughout the night until 10 this morning, and there wasn't any. There was a lot of gusty winds, and the strange thing is the winds right now, it's kind of balmy, it's warm, there's not even a little hint of chilliness in them at all. The weather's changing so much. We just started our first big climb for the day. It's only 500 feet, but this being day 8, it feels like a tough task. Luckily, this is our last day with full packs on. Oh, we can do it. We're about 3 miles in, and after that initial ascent, the trail really has been a nice rolling up and down, and the sun has been playing peekaboo behind the clouds, so we get a little bit of sunlight and then we get some clouds interspersed in there, so it's keeping us nice and cool. We've come to this intersection, and according to the sign we should be going that way, but that takes us down and around in a more roundabout way, so we're actually going to be climbing up a little bit, but it'll be a more direct route to Central Camp. So the trail we took was definitely a shortcut, but it probably was not the best. We had to walk through swampy meadows and fields full of cow poop, so I'd say stick with the longer route. And now we're about to reconnect with the main trail. Surrounded by flowers! Final climb for the day. Here we go. We finally found lupins. I love love lupins. The first time we were here, I fell in love with them, and we have not seen them on the trek until today. Yay! And look at all the different colors. I love you, lupins. We are so close. Finally, I see a sign. We've made it to Camping Central. Now to check in. And it's the end of day 8. We have made it to Camping Central. So officially, we've completed the O. We started here and we went one direction all the way to Grey. And at Grey, we started the W. And yesterday, we ended in Cuernos. So today, our walk was about 8 miles from Cuernos to Camping Central. It was a very pleasant walk. We were along the lake pretty much almost the whole way. We did kind of went off trail a little bit, but found our way back, and we are finally here. Tomorrow, we need to do a day hike up to Las Torres so that we can complete the W part. It's about 4 in the morning on day 9. We are heading up to the base of the Torres, going early to hopefully get some early light and to avoid the crowd. About 2 miles in, we're on the incline and it's starting to get light out. We've been walking for about an hour. It's about 5 o'clock and we've covered about 2.5 miles. We still have about 4.5 miles to go to reach the top. It's been an uphill climb for the last mile. At the top, it's going to be about 2,800 feet of elevation gain. We're about 1,500 feet up, so we still have a lot more of uphill climbing to do. Oh my goodness, the bugs are swarming. It's really gross. We're gonna be walking along this valley for a while. It was unintentional, but we got here just as the first light of the sunrise hit the top of the Torres. So many things have changed in 12 years. Last time we were here, we backpacked with our full packs all the way up to this campsite, which is the closest one to the base of the Torres. Now this area has been closed. I think it's considered a recovery area now, and I just can't believe we backpacked with full packs all the way up here. I don't think I can do it now. This last half mile so far from the old campground to here has been quite a challenge. It's been steep going, uphill the whole way, but we've made it pretty much out of the trees. We saw a lot of traffic coming down from campers who were lucky enough to get reservations at Chileno, and they were up here for sunrise and they said it was gorgeous. So, well, at least we get sun on the hike up. Of the Torres del Paine behind me, we have officially completed the W, which also means we are finished with our 9-day trek here in the beautiful national park. We did about 85 miles in 9 days. The weather was beautiful. We could not ask for anything better. There were 2 nights of rain, and it just rained overnight, and when we needed it to stop, it stopped. I love this park. We were here before and we only did the W, and this time we did the O. I think between the O and the W, I really enjoyed the O so much more than the W. And I like it because, number one, it's just one direction. You don't get the two-way traffic that you do on the W. The other thing with the O, the path for each day is very different. There's views, big grand views every single day. We also love the camaraderie that we form with the fellow hikers, because we're all kind of sharing the road together and we're all sharing the same experiences those first 5 days, and so you kind of form a little bond with some of the hikers that you go on. But overall, I think everybody should come to Torres del Paine for the experience here. It's beautiful. And with that said, we are going to shut down the camera on our way down. Today, later this evening, we're going to hop on the bus to take us back to Puerto Natales. So, bye! After 9 days, over 85 miles, we have successfully completed the O circuit with the W embedded. Yay! Everybody did it. We didn't cop out on any sections at all. We're so proud of ourselves. And the weather held out. The weather was so good to us. We could not have asked for more. But now we are back in Puerto Natales. and we'll be taking the bus to our next city, Punta Arenas. But before we do that, I just wanted to do a little wrap up of our thoughts about the trek now. There has been so many changes within these last 12 years. Before, it felt really like you were at the end of the world. It was very rustic. There were like just a ranger station and porta potties, and then it was like just wilderness camping. Now, even the backside of the O, everything is so developed with tents, and you can get hot showers at every single campground except for Las Torres. You can still get showers, but it was cold showers. You can have meals prepped for you. The tents are already there if you wanted it. The options are really, there are many ways you could have done this trek. So that's one thing we really noticed. The signage, the development of everything just makes the trek a lot more accessible to everybody. Although we're all a little exhausted and sore, we come away from this experience with a little more knowledge about ourselves and our limits hiking and trekking. We're also so grateful for the opportunity to have spent time in nature, and we are awestruck at the great views, the beautiful sights that we've seen in Patagonia. Of course, we are so happy that everybody made it and nobody had any major injuries. It was a successful trip, and we just want to say this is one of the best, one of our top treks that we recommend to anyone who wants to try it.